Okay, people. So, Glue Trap. It's having its world premiere at Dances with Films. It's the feature directorial debut from Justin Geldzahler. Geldzahler? I probably butchered that. He also writes the film. He produces along with Christopher Fox and Norris Gunshan. It is co-produced by Gloria Bangiola and Earl Martin, executive produced by Sarah McFarlane, and associate produced by Eric Larson. Larson also handles the music and Christopher Fox cinematography. Norris Gunshan is editing. Casting was handled by Aaron Schoonover. Lynn Alalizi in Woodleaf is art direction. Costume design is handled by Elida Barry Donut. Hair and makeup, we have Shayna Reinert and Shelley Ilmensi. Production management, Marcy Russo. Now, our cast, right? So, Brittany Bradford is KJ, and her husband is Dan, played by Isaac J. Right? They're friends. The Jens. Well, we got Caroline Hertz and Casey Ma. One of the Jen's sisters is Eliza, played by Gloria Bangiola. And then there's her best friend, who's played by Alex Werheat. So the gist of the story is a good couple in a bad place plans a last-ditch cabin trip. But when an obnoxious third wheel arrives, they worry more than their relationship may be in danger. So this isn't what I expected, right? I think, I don't know, you think it's going to be something, and then you're watching it and you're like, oh, no, it's something completely different. And then the ending really takes you by surprise, right? It's a film that does a really good job of like just showing this couple in this really terrible situation, right? They're not getting on, right? They're nitpicking at each other. It's one of those ones where look, when you've been around someone, you know their heart, right? You know what kind of person they are. You know that if they say something, the intent that would be behind that thing, right? But then when you're in this situation, right, where you don't know if you really want to be with this person, it's all going to hell, you forget all of that stuff. And it's just like, what did that comment mean? What are you doing? Why did you do this? And everything is just crazy, right? And look, we've seen it in some films and TV shows where it's real over the top and ridiculous. But here, man, it's just the little things. Like, can you turn that down? And then they turn it off. And it's just like, I mean, I didn't say you had to turn it off. I just asked for it to be turned down. And it's just like, it's fine. Right? And you're like, ooh, yeah, there's something behind that. Right? And so it's a really good job that when people can take that and make it feel real, you know what I mean? Also, right? You see that they do like each other. They do care for each other. It is in there, right? You've got these little moments and then it all goes, right? Oh man, yeah, it's a crazy one, but I'd say that Isaacs and Brittany do a great job of bringing that to the screen, right? You buy they're in this really horrible loop, right? That they just can't seem to find their way out of. And then Eliza, when Eliza shows up, man, Gloria is great at being that frigging just overexcited person that's in everyone's fucking business. You know what I mean? Like she's wearing a jumper, hashtag blessed. And she is, you feel she's the person that would wear that fucking jumper. You know what I mean? I think that just sums her up. So that's great. You know, and yeah, you know, when we're watching this at the start and we're seeing this relationship really spiral, it reminded me of Noah Baumbach's Marriage Story. You know, like it is, you know, they're different films, but the way Baumbach was able to show this couple just imploding, right? And the little things that led to that. Yeah, I think that what we see here with Glue Trap, you know, Geldzahler also does that great job, you know, of doing that. So yeah, it's an interesting film because, as I said, we get this whole couple situation, and then it takes another turn. It takes another turn, which you do not see coming. You do not see coming. And then the way they end it, I love the way they ended it. There's again, it's not necessarily how most things would end. You know, he does a thing where you're like, oh shit, okay. You know, and at first you're like, oh, are they gonna, but they don't, right? So that's fantastic. It's fantastic. You know what I mean? It's yeah, it's an interesting film, right? It's played off as a comedy. And I think sometimes with things like this, like there's the labels don't always do a film justice, right? Of what it actually is. Because it's not laugh out loud comedy. There are definitely some things that happen that are that cringe chuckle. Like just because you've seen or you've been in those relationships. You know what I mean? So you're just like, oh shit, yeah. Oh my gosh. You know what I mean? But it does feel like it's more than that. You know what I mean? It definitely feels that it's not just that. There's more to the story. So yeah, I would definitely recommend you checking this out, people. Definitely recommend you checking it out. And as I said, look, if you like, you know, things like that, if you liked Marriage Story, oh god, I remember at the beginning of lockdown, there was a film about a couple living in a garden house and that relationship all just falling apart, which yeah, kind of a similar vibe. Yeah, if they're your for you people, go, definitely go to the world premiere of the film, which will be at Dances with Films on the 29th of June at 9:30 at the TCL Chinese Theatre. Yes. Yeah, the festival looks like it's definitely got some good films. And, you know, with something like this, as I said, look, you've got a great cast, really bringing this to life. And it's that perfect balance of uncomfortable cringe and just compelling story, right? Where you just want to see, where is this going? Like, can they get out of this? What's gonna happen to these people? Like, can they be together? What are we doing? So people, go check out Glue Trap. As I said, 29th of June, 9:30 TCL. Oh, that's PM, by the way. 9:30 PM Pacific at the TCL Chinese Theatre. Enjoy, people. Glue Trap.